Hi, my name is Wu Ruoming. I'm going to share a short film with a theme and a parent blessing that turns out to be a curse by this Pachacucha format. So the blessing, or the curse we're talking about, is this black birthday candle in the middle of the picture. In the film, it was found by a little boy whose name is Colin on his 7th birthday. His birthday wish surprisingly came true after he blew out this candle, and that's how Colin and his parents found out this magic candle can fulfill any birthday wish made by Colin. Every year after that, the parents instructed their son to make more utilitarian wishes for them: money, promotions, and a new apartment. But when Colin entered puberty, he began to argue with his parents about how to use the wishes per year. On his 16th birthday, their quarrel became so heated that Colin yelled, "Make them never bother me again," and blew out the candle in his rage. Then the candle realized his wish by depriving his parents of their lives. In deep remorse, Colin decided to make a wish to bring his parents back to life next birthday. But when the day came, he failed to resist the temptation of freedom and eventually chose to realize his basketball dream by the candle. For decades after that, Colin kept fleeing from resurrecting his parents. And his wishes became more and more utilitarian, just like them: money, promotions, a luxury villa. As an old man, Colin had everything he wanted, except for a family. And the candle itself is extremely short that hardly can be lighted more than once. So he finally decided to resurrect his parents. Then the black candle brought him back to the time point when his parents were still alive, and that's on the evening of his 7th birthday. Looking at the brand new candle in the cake, Colin made his last wish. Then the black candle disappeared. There are only 3 characters in this film: Colin and his parents. When Colin was a little boy, he was very obedient, but as he grows up and has the sense of independence, he becomes rebellious. Colin once despised his parents' money worship, but he inevitably repeats their behavior at their age. And Colin's parents are both on low incomes and undereducated. That's why they pursue material possessions wholeheartedly and ignore the spiritual communication with their son. Like most older generation in China, they're used to express their concern for Colin by taking control of his life. The relationship between parents and their kid are like frenemy, but the black candle magnifies their contradictions and turns them into total enemies. Once Colin gets rid of his parents' interference, he's able to see the world by their adult perspective. Then he forgives them and chooses to live with their company. The tone of this film should be absurd and fancy with fast-paced narrative. Though the theme is discussing kinship, I don't want it to be a lyrical film that focuses on expressing emotions. Since it contains a lot of surreal footage, a cartoon-like style can match the film best. Now I should talk about how to visualize the story, the tone by lens arrangement. The film only presents plots that happen on Colin's every birthday. That is to say, most process of how this family enjoy their wishes or how the candle changed their daily lives were omitted. Also, all the images in the film focus on characters' actions instead of arranging them to explain their feelings by long dialogues or emotional performance. For example, when Colin accidentally killed his parents, the frame stopped at the moment he saw their bodies and followed by 2 quick shoots on zipping up body bags. Then strictly skipped to the scene, Colin sitting in their old room, writing down "Bring my parents back" on his wish list. So the audience cannot see how he crumpled up in guilt and moved back to their first home alone, but the consequence is powerful enough to imply Colin's feeling. My next topic is setting. This film consists mainly of indoor scenes, and all of which carries out its abstract style. To make the frame simple and neat, the triviality of real life is removed from most setting of the film, which also helps to highlight the characters and important props. There are 3 main rooms for shooting. The first one is, as you can see in the picture, a narrow black room. It is the first home of Colin's family. The black and white color combination implies their poor living conditions at the beginning, while avoid making the environment look dirty and shabby. but the second room represents the new apartment request from Colin's parents. Compared with the black one, its color is much more bright. The green and yellow walls and the plants outside the window are telling how flourishing their lives are with economic freedom offered by the candle. And this is the luxury house that Colin asked for from the candle. As the symbol of his hedonism, this room is even larger than the last one, and with more flamboyant ornamentation. This comparison between a little cake and a huge table emphasizes Colin's loneliness as an old man. But the costume is on the opposite of the setting. Colin's clothing turns to be lackluster as he grows up. The setting shows his material life is getting better, while the costume tells his spiritual world is getting more gloomy. Also, the complementation of color keeps the images from clutter. As for the music, I use one absolute music called Sharon's Room in the film. Its waltz style makes it sound brisk and moderate quaint in the film. Besides using it as the background music, I intercept the beginning of it as the sound effect, matching with black frame to represent the meaning of 1 year later. The film also have a few comedy elements, like old Colin only gets 2 skeletons of his parents since he didn't make his wish clearly and has to bury them back. I did it because I wanted this short film can provide the audience a relaxed atmosphere, and I hope you like some of my design. Thank you for listening.